Hi, Ramona. Can you see me? I feel like I should. Hmm. Okay. I think I need to invite you. I found a thing that says send an invitation. Share the permanent link. Bookmark and come back anytime. Send invite. My goodness, I'm so glad we're doing a practice. Okay. I don't know how to do it. Do I just put. Oh dear. Okay, I don't know how to invite you. Do I need your Gmail account? It says add names or email address. Copy the invite. Okay, maybe I can do that. Let me try that. I think that might be it. Oh dear, I should have left the picture up there.
There we go.
There we go. I'm just noticing all the stuff on the wall behind me. I have to put something good up there.
I didn't notice you're all good. Oh, geez, it's awful dark in here. Let me turn a light on. That's better.
So then I just have to send you the invitation like I just did, and then you come in, and then if Leanne is joining us, I just send one to her as well, and then all three of us are in.
Yes, that should work.
Okay.
I believe that's how it's done. I think we'll get a video this week confirming that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it goes.
Okay, that's good news. I'm a little bit nervous. I can't believe that I've signed up for this.
Well, good for you. Come on.
But
we're doing it together.
Yeah, we'll make it work. And by the time, I don't know, it's easy for us to talk for a few minutes, right?
Yes.
Now, how long are we supposed to talk?
Well, you can talk as long as you want or as little as you want. I think they usually say like at least 15 minutes. If you go a little longer, that's fine. If other people are like asking you questions, then continue while they're asking you questions. But I think like 15, 20 minutes is kind of what they're looking for. I think last year mine ended up being like 20 minutes.
Okay. Because on Saturday night, I did that podcast with Leanne and Derek Rodenizer came on. And I said something about, I'm sure we can talk for 15 minutes. And he said, oh, no, you have to talk for a whole hour.
He's messing with you.
And I thought, okay. Okay. That's good news. I was a little worried. Okay.
Like, I mean, cool. we can aim for half an hour and see what, like, I think with two of us, if we're going back and forth, if three of us, no problem, half an hour.
Yeah.
And then you're supposed to leave some time for questions. And if you're done, right?
Right.
Oh, he's totally messing with you.
Okay. That's a relief because I got a little bit worried for a minute. Because I know that I read in a couple of places 15-minute presentation, leave time for question and answer. I knew I had read that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and some people do go the full hour, but I would say most of them don't.
No.
Like when Jennifer Casa-Todd went on, she had a whole panel and they went almost an hour. But
Okay.
she had 5 or 6 people too, and she's Jennifer Casa-Todd.
Right. And she probably presents a lot and she knows what to say and all of that.
Yeah. And I mean, and she's putting like controversial stuff out there to respond to. We're just talking what we do, right?
Right. It can't be that controversial.
Not what we, no, I don't think what we do is all that controversial.
I don't think so either. I hope not.
Now, well, the other thing I'm wondering is if Leanne is not going to be with us, should I keep my 8 a.m. spot for the writing or should I still move it? I haven't gotten to it, so I haven't done anything about it yet. So it's still sitting there at 8 o'clock, so I can easily change it. It's no problem, but.
Well, maybe we have a better chance of helping her join in if we do 2 different times.
Okay.
Like, because maybe right now is the time that she would sort of be waking up and maybe not feeling that great. Mm-hmm. But if the 8 a.m. one is evening for her.
Yeah, and maybe she's still, after a day, she's feeling good.
Right. So does that work if we do 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening?
It works for me. No, it works for me if it works for you.
Yeah, it totally works for me.
Okay, well, why don't we set it up that way, and then that gives her some options, and at the same time, no pressure. If you can't join us, you can't join us.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
Like if she's feeling like crap, I don't want to push her.
No, and it's just like MadPD. It's not vital.
Yes, it's no.
It's not worth making yourself sick over it.
No. And how was Friday night?
Friday night was good. We talked about story and, she started by saying, what does story mean? And that was 15 minutes right there.
Yeah. And Stephen was on too?
Stephen came on too, yeah.
Yeah, well, he could talk for 15 minutes about like the word yellow.
Yes, he can. He's picked the perfect hobby for himself because he can talk about anything. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we'll do writing in the morning at 8 a.m. Yeah. That gives you time to go to church and
be a mom
and be a mom, and then back on at 5 p.m. for poetry. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
5 p.m. poetry, and we don't want to worry about having slides or anything.
I'm going to say no, because that's where I ran into problems last year when I had slides. Yeah. As soon as I went to share my screen, I lost the transmission. And then I had to start over, and then it froze again. So then I just ended up recording my thing and sticking it in.
Okay.
So I think for just ease of use, we're probably better off without slides.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know what you think, but
I think so too. Yeah. By the time that starts to get too technical for me.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna click on the wrong thing and cancel the whole
and then it's done.
Ah! Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, we'll just chat then. I have a couple of books, especially for the writing. I have a couple of books to sort of recommend about. One's called The Unstoppable Writing Teacher, Colleen Cruz. Have you read that?
I haven't. Do you have it? Like, will you have it with you that morning? You can like hold it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a great
idea.
I
have another book called Joyride by Ralph Fletcher, and I'll bring that and talk a little bit, because both of those are all about helping those reluctant writers that think they have nothing to say and don't have anything to write about. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'll kind of direct the writing one, and you get to direct the poetry one since you hold the link. Is that cool? Yeah. So I was thinking I'll just kind of start with who we are and where we're from, what we do, and then we can just kind of go share a couple ideas or things that have worked in our classroom, and then if you bring up, like, we can both share a couple books that have been helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe some accommodations.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
The TLLP that I've been working on this year, we started out focusing on Writers Workshop, but of course now everything that we're doing is stretched throughout the day. But we had some really good strategies for helping kids, like who are having physical difficulties with their writing, kids that are having, cognitive difficulties with their writing, kids that are having, just stress in their life that is making writing difficult for them. So I can share some of those kind of things as well.
No, I think that's a great idea. And I'll share some of the things I use in my classroom. You know, some of my kids aren't able to write, so we scribe for them, and or we video it, like the writing is videoed. I mean, it's an oral storytelling, but it's still storytelling, right?
I think a lot of people, even in primary grades, don't realize how important that step is for those kids that are having trouble writing. Some of them, they really can't even tell their story yet. And if they can't tell it, writing it is going to be really difficult for them.
Yeah, and some of them just don't even have the fine motor to do it, right?
Yeah. We just learned last week, how to use Read Write, that app that's kind of like the word prediction software.
Yep.
So I'm excited to get my class, some of the kids in my class going on that. Okay. That's a good little outline.
Yeah. And what about it? How do you want to go for poetry?
Poetry, I thought, I use poetry for a lot of different reasons in the class. And so I thought that maybe is a good reason to start, reasons that we use poetry. Like I use it for shared reading. I use it for shared writing. I use it as mentor text for other kinds of writing because poetry is so full of descriptions and interesting vocabulary. We use it for word study. This week we had one of our rhymes last week was bright and light. And so we did a whole thing about words that rhyme with bright and light and different ways to spell them. And all that came from our poem of the week.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and oral language fluency, not oral language, fluency practice with their reading because they are reading that same short text over and over and over. And so I thought that would be a good place to start.
So yeah, so you're talking about not just writing poetry, but reading poetry?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then I think maybe jump into
some activities sort of, or
writing poetry activities. And then maybe we can end with some recommendations of, or I guess maybe that kind of gets sprinkled throughout, just recommendations of good poems to use for different reasons.
Yep, no, I think that's good.
Like I have a lot of poems that I can get a whole week out of them.
Yes.
You know, I can show it to them on Monday and we can read it every single day for the week and we can do something different every day.
Mm-hmm.
And by Friday, they're still enjoying the poem. So
yeah. Or even a type, looking at it, several examples of the same type and then getting them to write their own. My God, that could be a month in my room.
Oh yeah. Genres of poetry. Yeah, that'll be 20 minutes right there easily.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, I mean, if Leanne can join us, then she'll easily give us another 10 and we're at half an hour and that's plenty.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to be longer than that.
No. Especially if it's a nice day, they'll all be ignoring us anyway.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be snowing again next Sunday.
There you go. But I mean, this is all you hit record before you start too, right? So it's all recorded and goes on the master schedule for people to see it at another time if they want.
Okay, I don't know where to hit record.
He'll send us in the video.
Okay.
I'm almost positive I remember a few days before he gives you a video to remind you what to do that day, like how to invite, and don't forget to hit record.
Okay.
And then it gets stored, because then it gets stored on your YouTube channel and you have to share the link back to that master schedule.
See, I've gone back and looked at some of those. Yeah, so I know they're stored there. So, okay. Because I know right now we're broadcasting.
Yeah, so if people had the link, they could join us or they can see us, but I don't see a lot of people jumping on, so.
Well, I didn't really share it with too many people. I thought this is not the broadcast they want to watch.
No.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I see a link thing. Okay. Okay. I think we're ready.
I think we're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be super polished, right? Hey, I tried to be polished yesterday and all went to hell.
It did not all go to hell. It was still very good.
Oh, to hell. Did you hear me say shit on the live broadcast?
No.
Oh, phew. Because Steven said, I didn't even hear that. I don't think it recorded that. Well, thank you, Jesus.
Well, there were a few times on the a few of the different Ignite talks when in the middle of the talk, I don't know what was happening on Steven's end, but all of a sudden, one of Noah Daniel's podcasts would start playing.
He told me that whenever like the mic was turned up a little too loud, and so that if we suddenly emphasized a word, it would shut that mic off on his thing, and he would quickly restart it. So I think whatever he was playing in the background would automatically pull up,
right,
and then he'd restart it, and then it'd be good again.
Oh, poor Steven.
Lessons learned. He was great,
but I suppose on the playbacks, then that probably won't happen. Like,
no, I don't think so.
Straight speech.
Yeah, he'll probably just edit that out.
I don't know how you whittle down to 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh, it was cut, and it was like, do I really need this? Or is it not saying the same thing twice? Or
right.
Yeah, like it was super long my first time.
I was reading your blog post this morning about it, and I was thinking, yep, that's what I would do. I would not be able to write a 5-minute speech. It would be 45 minutes, and then, and even if it was supposed to be 5 minutes, I would get up there and I would get off track, and that would be the end of it.
And I was doing so well, and then I don't know what caused me to lose my train of thought, but it was just gone. And instead of taking a breath and looking back, I panicked.
Well, I thought it was very good, and I think going first is the worst position to be in.
Well, I didn't want to go last because then I would have had to go after the astrophysicist. Like, who wants to follow a rocket scientist, basically, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, I thought it was really good, and I enjoyed them all. I thought it was a good way to start your day. I had meant to come down, and then we just had a few things come up for our family, and I didn't feel like I'm going to OAME in, I guess, 3 weekends.
Yeah, and that's a long way for you.
It's a long way, and I thought that's 2 weekends pretty close together that I would be going away, and my kids are still little, so.
Yeah, if it ever happens and you wanted to come, you're welcome to stay here.
Well, thank you. Another year, I probably will come.
Yeah. I'm in Owen Sound next weekend.
Oh, yeah?
For Eco Camp.
Okay, that'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I've been in Owen Sound and, oh God, it's got to be at least 15 years.
Oh, yeah?
I was there for a wedding like years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
It's a weird drive from my house. Like, to go to North Bay, I can take highway almost all the way, right?
Right.
But to go to Owen Sound, I can't take massive, like it's all, you go to Listowel and then you turn right and then you go left and then it's all, I'm taking the milk run to get there. So it's an interesting like 3+ hour drive.
2 summers ago, we had a wedding to go to in Blue Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it was like. It was back roads and country roads the whole way down. And we kept saying, are we lost? Like, are we going to
end up in Iowa
3 hours from now that we're going to hit the border and we won't have our passports? Yeah.
In Maine.
We eventually made it there.
Yeah. And I originally, I thought, well, I'm on the eco board, so I felt kind of compelled to go and present. So I thought I'll just throw a couple things at them and maybe I'll get lucky and they won't like any of them.
Right.
And then I get the email, oh, we can't pick from these. Could you do all 4?
Oh my goodness.
Okay. I guess I'm going over to Sound. I might as well do something.
So you're going to present.
I got to present
4 times?
Yeah. And there's only 4 presentation slots, so I won't get to see anybody else's.
Aww.
That's the downside. But I will get to see the keynote. I will get to see the keynotes. And I know Jen Giffen is one of them. So.
Oh, that'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be really good.
So, snow gone?
There's still like patches in the shade, but other than that, it's gone. And the yard is starting to dry out. So I think spring is really here.
Yeah. Ours was starting.
Our first robin this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, we've had robins for a few weeks. They're all around. Birds are singing again. It was all kind of dried up, and then we got masses of rain this week, so it's all puddles again. But the grass is green.
Okay, it's happening.
It's coming. It's coming. Maybe I'll bring it with me next week when I get to Owen Sound, and it just has to make a tiny little jump further to North Bay.
Keep going. Keep going.
Just keep going.
Well, we've had massive flooding in Muskoka,
Mm-hmm.
actually, and
Saw it on the news.
they're warning us about flooding up here this way this week. So hopefully that won't really happen. But
Are you near the water?
we're up on a hill, so we're near little creeks and stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to get flooded. But my school
Mm.
will possibly have some flooding issues because the school is, of course, built on a swamp.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what you do around here. You drain a swamp and you put a school on it, and 20 years later, it starts to sink. And so
that was the cheap land.
That was the cheap land, yeah. So hopefully that won't happen, but we'll see.
Do you get a holiday then?
Well, they had to cancel buses in a few of our schools that are closer to Muskoka. 2 mornings last week, they were canceling buses because the roads are washed out and the buses can't get around. So
how far are you from Bracebridge then?
It's an hour and a half.
Okay.
An hour and a half, hour 40 minutes to Bracebridge. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bracebridge and Huntsville's an hour and 15. So they've had a couple of, it's the back roads, because a lot of the roads around there are still dirt roads, and it doesn't take much to wash the culvert out.
Even the ones that aren't are 2-laners, and it's winding, right?
Yeah. Yep, and you can't get a bus to go around those in the rain. So. But at least it's not snow, right?
That's right. At least it's not snow. Ay.
Okay, well, thank you for coming on to do a practice with me.
Yeah, no problem.
I think it's going to be good, and I don't feel quite so nervous now.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
So if you have if you have any questions this week or concerns or things you want to add in, just send me a text.
Okay.
And I'll do the same. And otherwise, I guess I'll send you the invite just before 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. And I'll let Leanne know that we're going to split the time.
Okay. Yeah. And then hopefully she can join us for at least one.
Yeah, that would be great. I hope she's feeling better. Poor kid.
Yeah, it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Really tough to go through. Hopefully all the treatments will work and she'll be back to her old
good
self
again.
soon. Yeah. Well, we'll cross our fingers for her.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, well, you have a good week at school.
You too, friend. Stay dry.
I will try. Okay, talk to you next weekend.
Yep. Bye now.
Bye.